Right, kia ora koutou, ko Victoria McLennan toka wingua, and welcome to this, an interview with one of the ITP board nominees. Today I'm here with someone who I have phenomenal respect for and have worked with for many years. He's one of the biggest jobs in government, and I'd have to say I don't know how you do it, but I'm here with Stuart Wakefield, and kia ora, Stuart.
Kia ora, Vic. Nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks for giving your time. I think this is going to be a way for members to get to know the people who have been nominated, and so I'm asking everyone the same 4 questions.
Great.
And I know the first couple are a bit personal, and some people don't love talking about themselves, but my first question is, what are you proud of?
I think the last couple of years, or 2.5 years, I guess now, with what's happened with the COVID pandemic, while our part in that was relatively small in the overall scheme of things, within education, the work that we did around distance learning and complete pivot in a few weeks to move the whole of the compulsory schooling system to have some way of learning from home for kids. My team's role in that really was in the digital learning space. A lot of it's been covered in the media, but the work around getting devices and internet connectivity out to tens of thousands of kids at home in a relatively short period of time. Not without its challenges, but yeah, immensely proud of what we're able to achieve there. It's fantastic.
It's just, honestly, Stuart, it's just phenomenal what you've achieved. And then the other thing that people won't know is how hard you've fought to have continued funding so that connectivity can remain for those families through the successive lockdowns. It's just been incredible.
Fortunate to get that extended out to the end of this year, but yeah, absolutely. But a problem that remains and something that's close to my heart. So.
Yeah. Honestly, I've really enjoyed working with you on that. And yeah, I wish we could solve all of these problems, but that's not for today. So my next question is, what makes you happy?
Lots of things, really. I'm generally a pretty happy person. I think I reflected a bit on that a little while ago. I guess it's probably top of the list there for me, which is kind of a little bit ironic being a tech head, but being outside and being in nature and being close to the environment. I'm a bit of a closet greenie or environmentalist. Really
Nice.
enjoy everything to do with outdoors, whether that's just getting out in the garden and going for a walk on the beach. And I've kind of combined some of these things together a bit with one of the other projects I'm involved in or interested in, which is the Recycle a Device scheme that I know you're well across. That kind of brought, for me, I mean, that's very much about being environmentally friendly, but combines a couple of other things that I really enjoy as well. I'm a bit of a tinkerer. I really like repairing things. Quite a passionate advocate of the right to repair, which is a movement you've probably read lots about. But RAD for me also brought together the other thing that I really enjoy, and that's around developing and mentoring people, so both in a work context but also a personal context as well. So I find I'm happiest when I'm doing some combination of those things, really.
That's really awesome. And yeah, and RAD has just been such a good project that I'm so glad we got it off the ground and it's still running and it's going from strength to strength, right? It's just
It's awesome. And if you're listening to this and you've got a spare laptop, sing out.
Yeah. Anything that's less than 10 years old, right? As long as you've got the charger, we'll take it. That's great.
Absolutely.
So getting down to business, and the written questions, we asked you to share how you think ITP can offer the most value to our community. Expanding on this, what do you see as the single most important thing that we as ITP need to be focusing on today?
I think my reflection there is, we are the professional body for the industry, for the people involved in it. But it's quite a fragmented landscape, and I'm dealing with this in my role in public sector as well, where there are lots of associations and groups and bodies that represent some part of the industry. So that makes it quite a fragmented landscape when you want to engage. And I think there's a really compelling opportunity there for ITP to step up and be, the preeminent voice of particularly of the profession, not necessarily representing tech companies as such, but members, the workforce that we have in the industry, and the employers and organisations that engage our members either as employees or consultants or whatever capacity people are operating in. And I guess, if you're focused on workforce, it really is about being focused on skills and training, the pipeline of talent, the issues that are well canvassed around diversity and inclusion. And some areas that we don't talk about so much. I mean, as a professional body, what are our ethical responsibilities around things like members that are involved in programming machine learning algorithms, for example? So, again, there are specialist groups that focus on these things, but I think as the profession starts to grapple with some of those new challenges, there's a role for the professional body, and I think I'd love to be a part of that and help.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for that. And then if you had a bottomless bucket of cash, what would you have ITP invest in to benefit either our members or the wider community or Aotearoa New Zealand as a whole?
I think I'd start with the end of that. So Aotearoa as a whole probably loops back really to what we started talking about at the beginning. So digital equity, which, is some approximate 20% of the population that's excluded in some way, shape or form. With unlimited funding, I think that would be high on my priority list. It's a fundamental prerequisite really to society, to business, and also to a career in tech as well. I mean, it's pretty hard to envisage how you can make a pathway into tech if you don't have the internet, you don't have a device, you don't have the skills. So look, that's where I'd start. I think coming back into membership directly with unlimited cash, I think, more focus on training and development for members would be top of my list there as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts. Really appreciate it. And I will say ka kite.
Ka kite. Thanks, Vic.